Good evening, Academy 55 members and everybody else who's watching the recording. It's David Kahn here on Thursday, the 25th of September, 2025. It's 5 to 7 in the evening here in the UK. We're looking at the fortunes of the EUR USD, also the US 100, also known as the NAS100 on the 1 minute time frame. Currently, as you can see here, though, I've got them on the 5 minute time frame, and that's to see if any of them are getting into these zones on the 5 minute time frame that come with your indicators that, as a bought. Here we've got the sell indicator zone and the buy zone on the 5 minute. Also, we've got a sell zone on the EUR/USD and several other sell zones as well. But before we do anything else, then let's go and have a look and see if we can put any support and resistance lines in that sometimes price respects. So we'll go to the US 100 first, and we will take the indicators off. First of all, we'll go to the let's go to the daily. Something interesting on the daily, because I keep saying it every week, but on Tuesday, we had reached the highest it's ever been, the US 100, 24,799. So what we can see now is we are going down. Have we reached the pinnacle there? And then it's going down to finally getting to these levels down here. We don't know. It may go sideways, and something else might happen to push it up even more. Who knows? Because it's a long way off. It's only the daily. So let's go down to the 4 hourly. And what can we see here on the 4 hourly? Well, we have a little bit of imbalance, but I'm not going to draw that up because it's so far away. It's not really worth a while drawing it up. It just makes the charts look confusing. We haven't got any we haven't got any imbalance down here because we've got a nice large wick, which that means it includes selling as well as buying power. So there's no imbalance there to be looked at. But let's put it on the line chart. Have we got any significant lines to show us any areas of interest? Well, just there is an area of interest. We got the horizontal line. Just there it was support, but there it was resistance. But we are a long way off that. So, but just here, I reckon, is another important area. One to keep a look at. Sort of, yeah, there. Price is going up there now. So that's on the 4 hourly. Let's have a look on the hourly to see if we can make anything more of it. Well, that line there, I'm going to drop to that line there because that makes a lot more sense because there's been resistance on that line and indeed resistance on that line as well. So we got ourselves a sort of zone to look at. That's on the NAS100. We'll put it on the candles and go to the 5 minute time frame. And now we can see we have I'm going to mark up the buy zone, which is here. And incidentally, that's right on our support and resistance line. Funny that, isn't it? There we go. And we're going to mark up the sell zone, which is up here. So now we can put that onto our minute indicator. And now we know if price gets into any of these zones, buy zone here, we're looking for the next buy, sell zone up here, we're looking for the next sell. So now we can know we have confirmations to go for. So that's the NAS100. We're going to do the same on the EUR USD, mark it up and see what we can see. So we're going to take the indicators off because we're going to go onto the 4-hourly time frame now. Now on the 4-hourly time frame, see it broke that and then followed on down. I'm going to do away with that. These are old. Actually, I'll do away with all of it. Remove all the drawings because they're at least 10 days old because I'm just back off my holes. So we're on the 4-hour time frame on the EUR USD. What can we see? We've gone past this line here. So that this could be the next line, but we'll see if we got any. Oh, we got imbalance there. Look. So we'll draw that up. This bit here from that wick, the wick of the latest candle to there. That is what we call sell imbalance. So I've got the wrong shade on, or red shade on. Sell FEG, fair value gap, same thing as imbalance. No buying power this side, no buying power that side. So that is sell, and price loves balance. So it's causing imbalances as it's going down. So let's put it on the line chart now. That's very good. I like that line. Horizontal line. Just there. Price held itself for 4 hours and then held itself again before bouncing off that. And funny enough, it's right near the key area, psychological area. And we'll put it on the hourly. Scrunch it up a bit. No, nothing too much. We'll go back to the 4-hourly again. See if we can find any more of these lines here. Yeah, just where price is now. We have it reacted off that area there, and it also reacted off that area there, and that's where price is right now. And going down to there as well. So very close, really. So we'll do that. Yeah, see, it reacted there, there, and there also. So it could come back down to that area there. So we will come back off that, put it on the 5-minute time frame. And now we can see that we've got a sell zone right in the middle of this imbalance. But I do think that the EUR is concentrating on going down. But we'll put that in regardless. And there is no buy zones. So let's go on to the 1 minute. And that's where we are with our indicators. Unfortunately for us, the next indicator is a buy. So on the EUR USD. Yeah, I'm on the EUR USD at the moment. So a buy would look something like this. long position, obviously, for a buy. The stop loss will be there. We're keeping a minimum of 2.2 pips away, which brings it right down to there. And your 2% is there. That's incredibly small, David. Make it a bit large for the guys. So we'll, that's what we're sort of looking at for the EUR USD. And, right now, interestingly, on the NAS100, we've nearly got into the buy zone down here. So that's good. So we got a bit of a confirmation because we're taking the next buy anyway. And if we put a long position on, our buy should look something like, well, we're going to be 20,000 units, which is there. 2%, which is, 2%, which is there. And in anticipation of the red wave turning green, price has got to go all the way up here to give us a nice buy alert. So we'll be looking at that one a bit more intensely because there's no confirmations. Because with this one, we haven't got the zones, any buy zones yet. That might develop into a buy zone actually, so we'll keep an eye on that. But no buy zones as yet. So either we do have a buy, we've got basically a 65% win rate with that. But because this has been near the buy zone on the NAS100, we've got a 75% with this one here. So and I much prefer at this time of day to be trading the NAS100 than the EUR USD, because it's the end of the EUR day as of 4 o'clock this afternoon. They're no longer trading, so they're just governed by whatever the US is doing. That has to be a bit of news. President Trump stamped his foot or something. But having said that, it's only a 4-pip move. Nothing to see here, really. Okay, so that's where we are. So I did some trading this afternoon on the NAS100 at 230 because the volume usually increases at least 2 or 3 times to what it was previous to 230 here in the UK because of the New York Stock Exchange opening. So I took a trade, and this is what happened. It only lasts a minute long. Hopefully it won't bore you. Good afternoon. This is David Cotton here on Thursday, the 25th of September 2025. Here I am at 14:34 in the afternoon. Waited till the trend line just turned red. 2,000 units between stop loss and entry. Well, just a little bit under, actually, 1985. I don't know why that happened. Got a nice sell alert signal after the volumes increased because of New York Stock Exchange opening. And here we are on a nice 2% trade, classic trade that happens in 2:30 most afternoons on the US 100, NAS, also known as the NAS 100. So watch it come in. And don't forget to join my live a little bit later on. See you later. And of course, I put it on fast motion so not to bore you. So that's what happened this afternoon. Going back to the present time now. All right. Okay. So react again. Look at that. See how the support and resistance line we drew earlier on the USD came right down, respected it, bounced off that. That's why we put these lines there in the first place, just to give us an indication of why price might stop there. If there's enough volume at the time, it might drive past it. It might bounce or break. So if you was in a trade and you had a 2%, oh my goodness, there we go. It's really not liking. There's really some news coming out for the US probably that we're not aware of, because there's no news, red flag news. But like I say, we haven't got no buy zones. So we're on a big sell. And it happened up here. Incidentally, we might as well have a look at this. So we were on a sell zone there. So let's do this and see if it worked out or not. So the price was in the 5-minute zone. So I'm going to get my time machine and go there. So we're looking for the next sell. So we go down to the minute. I'm trying to keep an eye on this as well. Right. Okay. We'll leave that because this is becoming very interesting now, because we've got a buy alert now on the NAS100. So I think we'll stick here for a minute because you don't know when these go. Sometimes they go. So we'll turn on our MT4, put it on the US100. Make sure you've got your risk to reward in purple. It shows 2-to-1. Your lot calc in purple. You've got that all important 1%. And I like to keep 2,000 units between stop loss and entry, at least. Sometimes it's a bit more. That's the equivalent of 2 pips in the Forex world. Turn it onto lines. And here I have got it floating. So, yeah, I think we'll stop here for a little while because it's getting near that time where we might have ourselves a buy on the NAS100. As you can see, it says 2,000 down there, 4,000 up there because it's 2-to-1, 2%, 1%. But obviously, I've got to wait for these to all turn green. Got the nice buy alert. What does it look like on the 5-minute time frame, just out of interest? So you really got a nice sell there. So the longer term could be a sell. So we've got to be careful. But if this parallel self swallows, sorry, if this parallel self gets swallowed by that candle, sends that down, then we could be in for a strong buy. And also the fact that we were nearly in the buy zone also indicates that could be the case. So we'll stay here for a little while. Nice to see you, so many people on today. So like I say, we'll stay here for a little while because we're at that time when within like 30 seconds, a minute, all of a sudden we could be in a buy because the volume ribbon has just gone green. This is anticipatory, could go green at any time, but I'm waiting for the stop loss to go up there where the red wave meets the green. In fact, I'll lock that in now. There. Oh, that's where I want my stop loss. But I'm waiting for 2,000 units or more. But is it going to go up there and then come back down again? We don't. Right. The green wave. We've just got a green wave. So I'm going to wait for it to get to 2,000 units. In actual fact, what I could do is just drag that down to 2,000 like that, and then whoa, I'm going for a buy straight away. I mucked around a bit too much to my cost. Yes, even professionals do it. I've got more of a stop loss than I wanted to. And I was anticipating the red wave turning to green, the trend line, sorry, which it could do any time. The next big hurdle's up to there, really. But I've got 2,718 units now, where I would have liked to have 2,000 units. So I've got 700 units more than I wanted to, really. And that was my fault for mucking around. But I got my stop loss in the right place. Here is a very important area here, because it's charged along there for several times, but hopefully it'll breeze past that. Hopefully, because on the 5 minute, I'm pretty confident. Yes, indeed, it's swallowed that parallel SAR and sent it down there. So we got rather a strong buy on the 5 minute now, which is good. But is it going to go up there or there? We'll see. But so I'll draw this in on the indicator, the trading view. So if I remember, 2,700 units. So got in there 2,700, which is there. Yeah. Which brings my 2% up a bit further to there. I think that looks, oh, we'll concentrate on that as well now. So I'll get rid of the EUR USD. So that's my trade drawn out for me on trading view. Just gone past that a bit, that's good. So does that look about right on my MT4? Yeah, pretty much. So, oh, and the trend line has turned green now, the anticipation, about a minute after I got in. Nice buy alert. Green volume ribbon, green wave. That's where the stop loss is. Stop loss is there because it's closest to the entry. And a green trend line. So it's all looking good at the moment. Now, what I usually say is because 90% or even more higher is of your trading is down to your own mind, what you do with your own mind, how it plays tricks with you. So what I usually do is you've made your choice now, you accept a 1% loss or a 2% gain. So nothing you can do about it now. You're in the trade. Go and make a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or switch the computer down and come back later and get a big surprise if you one way or the other. But treat those two, a loss, a 1% loss or a 2% gain, treat those two bedfellows the same way as one another, because you've made your choice, you've followed the rules, the indicator, and that's pretty much all you need to do. The only thing is, now if that support and resistance line there was there, for example, and it bounced off there, and it was there instead of being up there, that great. support and resistance lines we drew on the higher time frame, and that was there, then I'd be thinking about either locking my stop loss in to maybe my entry, so I've got a break free, a risk free trade for the rest of it in case it bounced off it and came back down again, or I would follow into a stop profit maybe, or take the money. You don't go broke taking a profit, but we base all our back testing results on taking a profit or a loss, a 2% gain or a 1% loss. And if you ever are an Academy 55 member and you look at my journal, you can actually see that I back tested this way before we started back in February 2024. I was back testing this even September 2025, 2023. I was back testing just on the EUR USD, same things. So I know that doing exactly the same as I've done, that I will get the results I want for my monthly target, which is very low, a 10% monthly target. So if you want more than that, what you do is you don't increase the amount of trades that you take. You get a trade copier. I'm not going to be advising on that at all. But you get a trade copier and you copy the trades you do onto other platforms simultaneously. So you don't increase the amount of trades you take, you increase the amount of platforms you use. And that should be good enough for you guys to achieve and pass your prop firm challenge, which is what this is all about. So while that's climbing up the charts, what I'll do is yeah, we might as well, rather than just watch this, we'll go and have a little play on the US 100. Oh, I've got the wrong. I'm completely. What do we want? The Academy 55. That's the one there. Just mucking around with different indicators. I like as little indicators as possible because all indicators are lagging. You've chosen the best ones for you, but I always tend to experiment with other ones. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to. I've got it here. Don't worry, it's right there, going nowhere. But what we're going to do now is I mentioned 2:30 this afternoon. You've seen the video for that one. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back in time. So I'm going to go on the 5-minute time frame. And I'm going to go back in time to 2:30, which is 14:30, isn't it? All the way down there. On the Wednesday. Let's go there. And go to 2:30. And this is what it looked like on 2:30 at yesterday, Wednesday. Well, I was abroad then, so I was in the air actually. I was traveling back home. But so we go down to the minute time frame. And we are actually, that candle there is 229. Let's go and, before we do anything, oh no, let's go and see what happens at 230. Oh, big spike. Right, so we're on that sell. So if I get the short position, 2,000 units, I said, didn't I? Which is there. Before we carry on, though, let's see if I, no, I'm not. This is today's trade. I'm not there as yet, but in recognition of the fact that things could go horribly wrong, I'm now going to put my stop loss and put it into a stop profit, which is there. This is today's trade, not to confuse you. So now, because of this parabolic star here now, if we do get a turnaround, I've got $515 for my time. Thank you very much. Thank you. That's going to be nice. Rest of it is risk-free, obviously. So from a stop loss position now, I'm actually into stop profit. What I will say is all trades are taken for educational purposes only. And I do me, you do you. So in other words, sometimes somebody might decide to put their stop loss on the entry line only and have a risk-free and to give it a bit of room. Some people might just keep it where it was. Me, I'm going to go like that because I want to have a bit of a winner. And that's what I feel like doing myself because I've already had a nice win this afternoon. 2%, thank you very much. You saw it already. And if the price comes down, swallows up, heralds are up, who knows? It might come down to get all these imbalances down here and even beyond the stop loss. May do. We don't know. But just in case, I've already got a little bit of money for myself, 726 US dollars on a $100,000 account. Thank you very much. So I can show it up again now and pull it up to there. Now I've got 916 US dollars on a $100,000 account. So if it does decide to bomb back down again and take me out, that's great. That's fine. I'm happy with that. I've got a little bit of money for being with you guys because Uncle Steve doesn't pay me. I'm sorry. You know what I mean. I'm not being paid. This is part of my job, I agree. But as a part of a wage, I don't get no wage for doing this. So I could be looking at a 1% loss. So, like I say, I'll do me, you do you. And I'm perfectly fine with this. But right now, as you can see, it's going sideways. So is this picking up sell orders? Could be. Could be. But if it is, that's fine because now I'm over. Oh, I thought it was going to be over 1,000 then, but nearly 978 US dollars. So it's picking up orders, but are they going to be sell orders or buy orders? Any sideways movement is orders being picked up one way or the other. I hope it's more buy orders, obviously, and there obviously is because it's going up. Is it going to be enough to go up to the top? We don't know. We don't know. All I know is if I can get it over 1,000, that'll be good. I might actually cheeky and go like that. Yeah, just over 1,000, that'll do me fine. So now I'll leave it like that. Or will I? I don't know. So I've got $1,000 now, just in case it decides, because it is still picking up orders. And at the moment, it looks like the buyers are winning out and creating more buy orders, which is good. More buy orders, the better. Come on, baby. A little bit higher, please. And because I'm on 1.5% at the moment, which is nice. But we're designed to go to the 2%. Well, in this case, it's 1.95. I don't know why that was. 2%, a little bit higher then. So there we go. But the parabolic SAR now is flattening out as indicated by the, so I know there's orders being picked up. From my point of view, I hope they're buy orders rather than sell orders, but you never know, some sellers might come in within the next couple of minutes. One never knows. So I'll just put it up a little bit more. But when if there is seller orders coming in, it's fine. Because now I've got $1,070 for my on my $100,000 account, just in case things turn around. Great position to be in. I'm sure you agree. Hang on, I'll just show that buy alert there. So that's fine. Oh, that's why we use TradingView, because we have limitations with MT4. There we go. So just a little bit more and I'll get my 2%. I'm not being greedy. 2% is all I want. That's what we teach you to get. So I can now go a bit higher again. There we go, underneath the parallel SAR. 1,169 US dollars. But yeah, I'm nearly at my 2% mark. Just a little bit more of a push, and I'll be there. Big round of applause for everybody when that happens, please. If it happens, nearly there. Come on, just a bit more. Oh, you could do it. Price doesn't listen to you. I proved it. There we go. Just proved it. Price doesn't listen to you. Don't bother shouting at the price because it doesn't make any difference. And it might come bite me out now. But that's fine because I've got that 1,169 US dollars at the moment. Because the risk is if it comes to flip that out, which it just did, it could very well carry on down now to fill out all these imbalances. But that's cool. I was nearly there, but as you see, there you go. I got 1,169 US dollars for my $100,000 account. Anyway, sorry. So if you remember, sorry. So there we go. That's, hang on. That was that trade there. There we go. Now we could keep this going to see if I've done the right thing or not. I don't know. Hindsight will tell me if I did the right thing, but I'll keep that on TradingView one there. That's the last trade that I just did with you guys. But going back to a recap of 1:30 yesterday. That's right. As you can see, we are now at 14:31 yesterday, and keeping 2,000 units away. The stop loss has to go there because, and yet I'm not in the trade yet because that's 2,000 units down there. So my 2-to-1 is, whoa, down here. So that's 2-to-1, but I'm not in the trade as yet. So if price does come back up, I'm not even in the trade yet. Not until I'm there, I'm in the trade. Give it a bit of wriggle room, bit of room for some volume to kick in. So let's see what happens. Oh, now I'm in the trade. Wow. Well, I'm in the trade now, and let's see. And just there, after well, I was got in there at 14:32, and at 14:49, what's that? 15, 17 minutes. I'm I've got my 2%. So there we go. So there's a winner. I like this game. So let's try another one. So on the 5 minute time frame again. This time I want to go to, this is by the way how you do the back testing. I want to go to the Tuesday the 23rd at 14:30. So let's go there and see what that looks like. So select the bar, 14:30, which is there. Right, we're in between zones. So there's no indication of up or down. So let's go onto the 1 minute time frame and see what it looks like at 1 minute to 2:30, 14. This is 2:29 in the afternoon here in the UK. Again, we got a sell there. So let's see what happens. Right, a big sell. So we get the oh, there it is there. Get that, and we go move it down to 20 units, which is way down there. It looks a lot, doesn't it? But it's only 2 pips in the Forex world. My stop loss will be there in anticipation of the green wave, which is there turning red. So that's where my stop loss would be. And yet I'm not in the trade yet because 2%, it looks a long way, doesn't it? But for US 100, it's not really. It is not really. So let's see what happens. Oh, now it went out up there, but I wasn't in the trade till there. You see, I didn't actually get in the trade till there, keeping my 2,000 units away. So that's what I mean by keeping it away because it's so volatile. Sometimes it'll creep up. That's why it's really good to keep 2,000 units. So I would have been out of the trade if I'd gone less than 2,000 units, but I didn't. So I'm now in this sell trade. So let's see what happens. I think it hit it there, but we'll just there we go. And there we go. There's another by keeping to the rules. There's another one. So let's do one more. Good game, good game. Put it on the 5 minute time frame. Now I want to go to the day before on the Monday, the 22nd. I was on my Merry Holes. Where was I in there? Oh, I was in Monday. Where was I Monday? Uh, Bosnia Herzegovina. That's where I was. Sorry, yeah. Anyway, let's go there. So let's find 2:30, which is there. And now we are in a sell zone. Interesting. Let's see what happens. Put it on the minute. So, but we have a buy. So let's see what happens. We don't know what's going to happen. Well, obviously it's still going up. All right. So we put our long position tool on. Again, keeping 2,000 units, which is there. And that's 1432. So I would have been in actually on the trend line there, because the trend line is closer to the stop loss. So I just got in there. Let's say I would have got in on the next. Yeah, let's raise it a little bit more. So I'm 2,600 units actually by 2% would be way up there. I say way up there, but it's not a lot really. It looks a lot. 2% there. So let's play this on and see what happens. Could be out this time. No, it's in the sell zone. It's taking orders. But the UK, the US has started. And they're quite happily going because it's the highest it's been. Just dragging it across. It's very nervy. What's it doing? Do believe I could have got my 2% nearly. Yep, done. There we go. There's another stop that. There we go. So that was on the Monday. I don't usually like trading Mondays, but so there was three examples and three days, 4 days, 4 days, four winners. Anyway, let's get back to today. Oh, look, I did the wrong thing. I got out here. Let's mark that out anyway. Honest Joe here. Trend line. I actually clipped me out here when the parallel, so I flipped from up there and it came down here to take me out on this here. And that was just over 1%. So I write the text in. Where's the text thing? Text, yeah. Take profit, TP, 1%. It was a little bit more, but we're not splitting hairs. 1%. So what I do with that information is I take a snapshot and I get my journal, which is open to everybody who's an Academy 55 member. And my journal looks a little bit like this if I just move it into play. And I'm on September's results. These are all the results that gave me my 10%. There we go, 10% achieved. And these are all the demo ones I've done afterwards because in reality, I went abroad on my holidays with it, that money. But for you guys, I carry on trading. So I do these on demo. This is the one this afternoon. This is this evening's one. Paste it in there. I was on the EUR. No, I was on the US 100 again, wasn't I? and I was between 7 and 8 in the evening here in the UK. 7 and 8. Again on Thursday, it was a buy, and it won, and another 2%. These are the demo trades mixed in with the 10% I've already had. So far, and I've been away. I've been away for a week, so I didn't even trade. So at the moment, I'm only 3 weeks out of the 4, and on all trades taken, I'm 17.2 up, although I only need 10% achieved. And that gave me a total win rate on live and demo trades of 71%. So that's the journal that everybody can see in the Academy 55. This is all recorded. It's like it's like trading in the goldfish bowl. I'm going to, for the members of Academy 55, I am going to open up the chat lines so they can give me all good wishes and say jolly well done and all that carry on. If you want to, if not, that's fine. I won't take it personally. I'll carry on. And if you're in on my YouTube channel, you can write in here as well, and I'll get to see. I'm going to open up. If you have any questions about what you've seen today, please let me know. And I'll go. If you have any questions, I'll give you another minute to write down anything you want to. If you have any questions about what you've seen here today. Well done, Iceman is back. What do you think of EUR USD now? Oh, good question. Well, we'll have a look at it then. This is EUR USD. This was this imbalance, wasn't it, that I drew up? So yeah, look, it came to. So we'll delete that. Ah, right, it's in the buy zone, isn't it? So what time? Yeah, we're send this up. So we're looking for the next buy, aren't we? How far did we get? Pip wise, I mean. So we're looking for long position, obviously. 2.2, which is there. That's at 17. That's what? Oh, sorry, I'm on the wrong. Sorry, yeah, I confused yourself there. So right, okay, so yeah, sorry, I was on that time zone for a frame thing. I was wondering what was going on there. Nearly So I was waiting for the next buy. So right, the way it's going though, if you'd have waited for that next buy, because you had the price was in the buy zone, it's looking a bit dodgy, isn't it? To be fair, but I think it should still just to be about in it. Yeah, you would have got in there, look, but it ain't looking too smart at the moment. But we have got a nice bit of imbalance up there. Yeah, so, but like you say, it's the EUR USD at this time of night. It might be going bye-byes. Just this sort of till close. So we'll keep it on there anyway, see what happens. It's not looking good, is it? We'll see. So meanwhile, we got some Alina says, thank you, David. That was a great session. Thank you very much for being here, Alina. Appreciate that. Raj says, looks a bit nervy. It certainly does, Raj. If anything, this time of night, I would probably take out about now, to be fair, because the power on side has gone above. Yeah, you might break even if you're lucky. I wouldn't mess around with it, especially after just winning my second trade of the day. I shouldn't be trading anyway. But so uh, see, you guys have got to develop the mindset where you don't really care what happens after, as long as you go and get your one trade or two trades, you don't go chasing anything anymore today. You reset for tomorrow or even the next day. It doesn't matter. So, with that being said, I'm pretty happy with. There we go. That's a nice little trade today. Two trades. That's a well, I took out here, as I said. No, yeah, I took out here, so I got 1%, and with the 2% I had earlier on, that's 3% of today. I'm happy with that. Uh, Kevin Moody, when it is moving fast at the open, would you stay on the 5 minutes to trade? Would I stay on the 5 minutes to trade? No, no. You only trade with the indicators on the 1 minute. If you're on the 5 minute, the only thing you use the 5 minute to do is to make sure to see if price goes into the buy or the sell zone. But at 2:30, all of a sudden the volume comes in. They have a lot of news has come in. They know they want prices to go higher or lower, or whatever the case may be. And as soon as that bell goes and they open the shop doors or however they ring that bell, don't they? You have to set your lines pretty quick. Yeah, yeah, you have to be pretty quick because you're on the 1 minute time frame. But you can set that up and look on TradingView, but it's all done. See, if I go back to my MT4 and I'll take that off, and you just get here waiting 2,000 units, uh, 2,000 units, turn the lines on. Sorry, there we go. So if you just follow the Academy 55 indicators, and if it goes up, you set. If it goes down, you just press the R to change conditions from a buy to a sell, and you set that way as well. So, but follow the indicators, what the indicators are telling you. Right, guys. So, with that being said, yeah, you do have to be quick. You're welcome, Kevin. I'm going to be on again tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning on the EUR USD, and we'll go looking again. So all that remains to say is thanks very much, and have a great day. Raj saying good to have you back, and I'm saying thank you. So thanks very much for being here. Appreciate it. Have a great night. See you all tomorrow. Bye for now.